style meals. Welcome to Weeats, the marijuana review show where we help you make sense of your dispensary. And I've got my ever trusty and ever lovely and permanent best friend, my 510 standard threaded vape battery here. That means it is time for another cartridge review here on Weeats. And our first follow-up cartridge review, our first time looking at a cartridge, for the second time. That's right. We're going back to the very beginning. Back to our very first cartridge review. We are taking our second look today at Rove. That's right. We are taking our second look at Rove. The first time, I can't remember what we reviewed. Maybe it was the Jack Herrera. But this time we are taking a look at their hybrid cookies. Presumably Girl Scout cookies, but they don't want to say that to get sued. So yes, we are taking our second look at Rove, and we are looking at their hybrid cookies today. I love their packaging, liked it a lot last time, still like it quite a bit this time. You can see there. At my dispensary, this half-gram cartridge cost me $35, so not too expensive. A little bit on the higher end for a half-gram cartridge, but I really liked Rove the first time. So our packaging here, really nice, as you can see, slides just right out, nice and simple. And then there is the cartridge nested there on the inside, or it would be if I had not just knocked it out. Now, I do notice something very weird about this cartridge right off the get-go, and that is some kind of odd crystalline thing going on inside the cartridge there. I'm not sure if it'll focus to show you, but it's kind of congealed in an odd way, making this weird sort of texture in there. As long as it smokes fine, who cares? But I just thought I'd mention it. Instead of the standard rubber cap, it's got this little plastic capper on the top, which is exclusive to Rove. I don't think I've seen anybody else with these little caps on the top. Who cares? Not a big deal. So here is the cartridge here. I found it to be functional last time. It's not the nicest cartridge design in the world, but it certainly works. It gets the job done. I think Skullgirls use pretty much the exact same cartridge design. Let's go ahead and screw it on. So again, as I said, this is the GSC, the Girl Scout cookies, which I like as a hybrid. It's not my favorite strain. I like Jack Herrera for sativa and Gorilla Glue for hybrid and or indica, whatever it is. But Girl Scout cookies is up there for me. So let's go ahead and give it a try here. Again, this is just your standard 510 battery. Doesn't require anything special. Let's give it a taste. Excuse me, I'm actually having some problems drawing on this one. Well, Rove, I might have my first utter dud cartridge here, because this thing is not drawing. Let's try it one more try here. There we go. Woo! Boy, is my face red. But that's that good Rove stuff, man. Now, great taste. Hits hard. I must complain about this cartridge design, though. It was very tough to draw there at the beginning. Almost like it was clogged for a moment, and then it started to come through in spades. Ooh, that taste is so good. It doesn't taste a whole lot like Girl Scout cookies, but it's got a kind of fruity taste to it. Like it quite a bit, and I am feeling pleasantly high after those couple of draws there, feeling like at 4 or so, and sweating from all the coughing. So I really like this one too. I am going to have to dock some points, not that I give scores, at least yet, for the cartridge having some issues there at the beginning. Seems to be pulling just fine now, though, and allows you to get those big draws, make those big clouds, which is something I always like when you can take big draws from these. instead of having to take a bunch of small ones. So that is good, but it was having some problems there at the beginning, almost as if it were clogged. Seems to have resolved by now, but as with all our cartridge reviews, guys, be sure you stick around to the very end of this review, because I'm going to use up all this oil that's in this cartridge here, and then I will let you guys know my final wrap-up thoughts in the next couple of days or so, however long it takes to get through this. I'll let you know if I had any more problems drawing from it, if the taste started to go off, whatever the case may be. Be sure to stick to the end of this review and hear those wrap-up thoughts, because there are going to be some questions that we're going to have about this Rove cartridge. But for now, it's a qualified thumbs up. I still love the taste, still love the potency, but that cartridge design has me a little worried. So, with that being said, guys, that is going to do it for this first part of this review. We will see you in a couple of days, or for you, just through magic of editing, just a couple of seconds, and we'll catch you on the back half of the review. Thanks for watching. Peace. Welcome back to Weeats, friends. It has been 3 days, I believe, since we checked in with you talking Rove here. We're talking Rove's, what is this flavor? I think it's the cookies, hybrid cookies. Yes, that is correct. We're talking Rove hybrid cookies again. And guys, this was a bit of a pain in the ass this time. This cartridge, there was something wrong with the wax in here. I did manage to get it all out, but the wax congealed in such a way that you couldn't actually draw from it. You couldn't pull from it, and I remember in the first half of the video, I said, oh, there looks to be something funky about this wax. And there was. So you couldn't actually draw from it once I got about a third of the way through. So I hacked it. I just took a lighter, actually, and ran it over the glass to melt the wax to drip it down into the intake chambers to be able to do it that way. You can still see maybe some of the score marks on it from where I burned it. But so that definitely takes off some points for this Rove cartridge, having the wax be not optimal for drawing power. Again, I was able to fix it. I was able to just melt the wax myself and was able to draw. But if you don't have a lighter on hand, or you don't want to do that, I mean, you shouldn't have to do that for sure. So this was not as positive as my first Rove experience, because the cartridge itself was busted. Now, all that being said, I am still pretty pleased with it, outside of that fact. Tastes great, hits hard, and the cartridge design is pretty good outside of the fact of the wax in there. You can get some big hits from it, which I like. So overall, still pretty positive on Rove. I enjoyed my first experience more, obviously. But just with the lighter hack, I was able to fix it and still get a pretty positive experience from it. But just know that they're not 100% foolproof with these cartridges. They do have some production issues, or at least this one did. I assume that means that there are some others with that problem. And if you do have that problem, if the wax won't draw, if it gets sticky or congealed or whatever, just do what I did. Because this is glass, it's fine to you run a hot source over it. If it were plastic, don't dare try that. But being glass, you can just heat it up and you get the wax down there at the bottom. So it worked out well. I still, again, gonna give it a positive review, but just know that big caveat with the wax issue. So guys, that is gonna do it for the review of Rove's hybrid cookies here. But before I go, I want to share with you a little cherry on top, something that is not weed related that I can share with you guys that I love, that I hope you guys will love too. And this week we're gonna do another music recommendation, and we are going to recommend Phoebe Bridgers' Stranger in the Alps. Artist Phoebe Bridgers, her first and only album. She might have an EP, but the album is Stranger in the Alps, and it is fantastic. It's got some of the best first 3 tracks. I mean, they hit you like a gut punch. She's an amazing lyricist, funny, witty, great lyrics, and she's got a beautiful voice. Again, that's Phoebe Bridgers, Stranger in the Alps. If you like indie rock or indie pop, you gotta give it a chance. I think you're gonna love her. So again, one last time, Phoebe Bridgers, Strangers in the Alps. Check it out. That's gonna do it for this COT, and that's gonna do it for this review here on Weeats, guys. I appreciate you watching as always, and we will see you on the next review. Peace.